I just watched Toy Story 4, and what an excellent example of great storytelling. From comedy to the feels, it felt like Toy Story had it all. And this is what we've come to expect from the Toy Story franchise and from Pixar in general. But this channel generally focuses on one thing. So I want to focus on one thing that I thought Toy Story 4 did really, really well. And that is character arcs, and very specifically, cyclic endings. So from Woody to Gabby, each and every character in this story seemed to have a character arc, which is crazy. Even the characters that would tend to be comic relief or be static characters in other things had a story arc in Toy Story 4, which is incredible. So let's zoom in on one of these story arcs and see what makes it so good. So let's work with Duke Kaboom, our amiable Canadian Daredevil toy. So this is definitely one of those characters that would normally just be comic relief in most stories. But in Toy Story 4, he has his own character arc. It's not incredibly complex, but it's there. At the start of the arc, we see Duke's problem. Duke's problem is he's got low self-esteem, which is kind of funny for a Canadian Daredevil. We get a flashback. The previous owner doesn't believe in him, and therefore Duke Kaboom doesn't believe in himself. And that's a normal way to go ahead and start off a character arc. We go ahead and see some scene where we get to understand what the problem is. It's a fine exposition of the problem. But we get another way to expose the problem. In action. Action as exposition, action as any way of telling your story is phenomenal. It keeps your listeners, readers, or watchers more engaged, and it still does the exact same thing. We get the exposition. We see a scene where Duke Kaboom goes ahead and makes a jump. He closes his eyes out of fear, and he loses confidence midway through and basically fails. It shows the flaw through action. And because we see this in one specific action sequence, we get to very easily revisit this problem later on. Now, how do we do it? Why, it's quite simple. We simply put this character in the exact same scenario that they had failed the previous time. This is an excellent way of showing character growth. We get to see exactly how they did it before and how they do it now. And so this second jump, he has confidence. So he closes his eyes with trust instead of fear, and he makes the jump. Now, another little excellent piece that Toy Story 4 does is that they often add spice, and this spice is the unexpected. So in the jump, we go ahead and see Duke Kaboom makes it, but goes ahead and gets a ferocious crash at the end, which we almost could have expected in itself. It's funny, it's endearing, it's lighthearted, and it's a mix of the expected and the unexpected, like a sweet and salty. These things accentuate each other through juxtaposition, and it's a way to go ahead and keep the audience engaged while basically showing them the exact same scene, but with character growth. It is this formula that is repeated in the movie. In the main plot point, in greater depth, it's exhibited in the exact same way. We go ahead and see one scene, the scene with Bo Peep and Woody parting. We basically see this scene twice in a row, though I guess not exactly in a row, but twice in the exact same movie. And we get to see how Woody has changed, as well as how Bo Peep has changed, as well as how all the characters have changed through the growth they experienced in the story. So hopefully you have seen how to use action as a way to open and close character arcs. It's a way to keep the audience engaged. It's a very easy way to go ahead and show how characters have grown. You don't need to use any subtlety here, and you also know how to spice it up. So I hope this has made you a better storyteller, and if you like this video, go ahead, like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more.